Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the American Investor Show. Please click subscribe if this is your first time listening. From trader and CEO interviews to breaking news about companies you won't hear anywhere else, nobody does a better job at keeping you in the know when it comes to penny stocks. The term penny stock generally refers to a security issued by a very small company that trades at less than $5 per share. Penny stocks are extremely risky, yet they offer rates of return on investment not seen anywhere else. The host, guest, and callers are not registered financial advisors licensed by any government entity, and therefore, the following should be considered entertainment. The host, guest, and callers disclaim all liability in the event any information, commentary, analysis, opinions, advice, and/or recommendations prove to be inaccurate, incomplete, or unreliable, or result in any investment losses. Before investing in penny stocks, you should consult a professional to determine what strategy may be best for your individual needs. Now, without further ado, your host, Lascelles Anungu.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for joining me back here on the American Investor Show. Not expecting to see so many people out here in the chat room tonight. Look, it is Halloween night, but ladies and gentlemen, unless I'm tricking in a kind of neighborhood that people give away stocks instead of candy, I'd rather be doing this. I don't know. That's just kind of my thing. And it's funny that I say that because there is a neighborhood, you can Google that, where they give stock certificates instead of candy. Pretty interesting. You can Google that and find that old New York Times article. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, another green day overall in the broad market. The good times keep going. The good times keep going here on, the SPY and as well as the tech exchange, NASDAQ. More green days adding to our list of green overall for the past year. Well up over 25% in many of these ETFs for the year. Incredible year. I've said this in the show previously that some people are already calling this the greatest bull market ever. And we are really getting to that point where I think you really kind of got to say that. But again, you guys know I'm always preparing for the worst. Always preparing for the worst because we will get that in our lifetime. Because this is way too good to be true. Jeff Thayer, Ian Allen, Michael B., Parker Mills, Quintavious Lenar, Bad Scientist, what's up? Michael B., Robert Gallegos, thank you, sir. George M., Ad Leon, yes, indeed. Thank you guys for joining me here on the show. Let me go ahead and start the show here. I keep forgetting to ring the bell. Not just at the end, but at the beginning too. All right, let's start the session off. First and foremost, it was so good to see volatility back on the exchange with PYDS. So good to see volatility back on the exchange. No matter how you played this, whether you used a smaller time frame or a larger time frame, just so nice to see finally volatility again, on the penny stock side. So again, if you used your moving averages, for the most part, you kind of stayed in after the pullback. The stock ran and pulled back. You saw it wedge into 10:30, into 11 o'clock. And then 11 o'clock, I don't know where these buyers came from, but just a beautiful move here out of those RSI lows, 40s, and just exploded past that intraday high that it created at, 9:50, 10 o'clock. And that's just basically hold on for the ride, and you did that until it broke those moving averages higher. Whatever it is you used. I used the 25 and 30. That's one of my favorites. 15 and 25. Oh, look, 15 and 30, 15 and 30. And it kept you into the trade, I was looking for the breakdown. You guys know that's where I prefer to make my money because the watching level 2 as buyers coming in and out can definitely wreck your nerves. So I waited for this to, crack lower, and it just didn't. We touched that 250, I'll say 248, 249, and it held it 3 times very, very well. And it just didn't break. So, I'm standing in the sidelines watching everyone else make money. We're seeing after hours, you're in the 270s after hours. I actually think you're going to see another great day in this stock. The company has a $16 million market cap. Came out and said that they produced a little bit over $600 million worth of processing, of payment processing. So a huge, huge number for such a small business, for such a small projected, such a small company right now that's valued. I mean, small valued company. That's a huge amount of money that they are responsible for. Come to find out, the company is also reporting earnings. Unfortunately, you're ways away from that, so I don't know if you're going to be able to maintain this momentum until then. I think, let me check. It is November. What is that for them? November 13th? Yeah, November 13th is earnings for them, and it's an end-of-day earnings, so technically November 14th. But they report on the end of day 13th. So you're ways away from that. You need that right now. So I foresee this having, probably another great day tomorrow. Again, if you find buyers at those highs tomorrow, right? That's all what it's about. If you find buyers at those higher prices, because that's kind of where it went wrong here today. Well, this is more of an RSI kind of thing too. If you played on the higher time frame, you saw it. Let's look at if you saw the hourly, but we didn't have to go even that far. Let's go to just a 30-minute. Break the bar down even further. Come on. All right, Trading View wants to take its time here. Let's go. Boom, boom. All right, Trading View's not liking PYDS on those larger time frames. Not much else to break down here. 2 minutes, it loves it. But okay, give me the 30-minute or at least the 15. Shit. All right, I guess I'm gonna have to come back to this. I don't know why it's not giving me these higher time frames. What's going on, Mace Engel? All right, there we go. A little bit of that. There we go. Finally, 15. All right, give me the 15. That's fine. But as you saw, as the stock got up to those higher levels, it got overheated, right? You got high 80s, touching 90 there on the RSI on those higher time frames. So buyers being smart and people looking at technicals just like you do. They don't want the stock at those levels. They're going to wait for it to cool down, and that's exactly what happened there on PYDS. But, buying into the close, which is really interesting. And that's why we find ourselves now after hours at the 270s. As you see here, we had some buyers come in late into the close. So, interesting day. We'll see. Hopefully, again, if we get those buyers there in the close. Appreciate it, Matt M. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that, Matt. All right, Stock Boy, what's up, man? Doing really well. Legendary Eights, what's going on? Cool Cats as well. Roger Gray. I see all you guys. Roderick's Random Stock Run, Terry Cherry. All of you guys, appreciate you having you here. All right, so let's keep it moving. Again, PYDS Automatic has got to be one you got to take a look at. You got to take a look at it. Incredible volume. This is a stock that only traded 33,000 shares. All right, 33,000 shares was the average today. 21 million shares on that news. 21 million shares. This is incredible. I mean, I want you to go read that release because it's absolutely incredible how much money this small company handles. I mean, it's got a $16 million market cap. That's probably before this run, but there are OTC companies, scams, that have bigger market caps than that right now. So, and this is a legitimate company saying, hey, this is what we did. This is what we've been doing. And for them to keep it a secret for that long, I mean, usually you don't really see that, right? I mean, you would see maybe over the course of time, buying as word spread. But no, you're not seeing this at all in the chart at all. The word leaking out that, hey, this company's doing some real things, and people giving it out to their family and friends. Hey, we're doing some real shit over here. But no, you're not seeing that. HMNY rebound. Yeah, I saw that nice little rebound today. HMNY. Are the sellers out? I don't think so. I'm not sure yet. Could be. I mean, you've had some very aggressive red days, right? Really shitting on the people who got in late, and that's a lot of that is what it is. I mean, it's people who just were buying all the way at the top, and I tweeted that out when we were at $30, $35. Like, who are these people who are buying this stock at $35 from $4? Like, do you expect to go to 60? I mean, it's just people not being rational about, what a stock can do, even if it's especially at exaggerated levels, right? I mean, the stock got up to 97 on the RSI at its height. I mean, how do you buy a stock at 97 on the RSI? You got to almost be hoping that you end up holding a bag, because that's basically what you're asking for when you're buying a stock that hot, that hot. So it was a shorter's paradise for, as you can see here, over a week and a half in HMNY. But, maybe the bag holders are finally taking their losses and walked. Nice green day today on HMNY. I'm sure, no doubt, you probably have some covering into that as well. It wasn't the cheapest stock to borrow as well. I mean, you had incredible borrow margin fees on this, whether you were on what I use, Interactive Brokers or Speed Trade, whatever it is you use. I know it wasn't the easiest stock to borrow. What's going on, Otis Johnson? HMN pulled back to a healthy zone. Well, we'll see where we are. We'll see what happens. You're at 44 now. You've cooled down. We'll see what happens. Let's get some clarification about the movie pass thing. We saw how many people signed up. Let's see how much money they're actually making. By the way, when is their earnings? That'd be a nice little thing to play on when that delivers. Oh, November 6th. Look at that. HMNY. It's stated November 6th. Look for clarification on that, probably somewhere in their filings. But earningswhisper.com, earningswhispers, plural, .com is saying November 6th for HMNY. So that would be probably the day where you're going to get some clarification on how much MoviePass is actually making them. And if it's an incredibly large number, then you already know what's going to happen to this thing. All right? You already know what's going to happen to that thing. All right. So that was a big loss for a lot of people. Well, yeah, I mean, it was a big loss for people who don't know how to trade. I mean, 4 to 30. I mean, you gotta have to expect something. And yeah, I did see that. I mean, when you go over to Tim Sykes' Profitly and you pull up HMNY and you just see all the losses, and it's just like, I mean, how I don't understand it. Guys literally losing their ass buying this at the top of the chart. All right, let's keep it moving into other small caps here. ADHD. Let me see here. Let me 1 second. Al Cobra. Don't know how to pronounce that. Al Cobra. 1 million shares traded today. Average is 4 million. So you had a really slow day, unless this is just a pump, which is kind of playing like it's a pump, man. What's going on here? I mean, I'm not really liking where it's at in terms of volume-wise. You have a real decline in volume. It really wasn't being traded actively before the last week and a half, and that volume is drying up. So, 3% day today on a nickel, but don't like the volume at all. Said it looks like it's about to blast off. We'll see. We will see. All right. We'll play it if it does. SPI, continues to frustrate traders. I still, I'm trying to figure out what's everybody tweeting about this for.
Incredible volume day in and day out. Now you're looking like you're about to get shitted on when this company comes out and says they're going bankrupt. Because all this volume, you Twitter posters are bringing and nothing's happening. So, some decisions got to be made here. IMDZ, second day of green in IMDZ. We brought this up yesterday. Coming out of oversold levels, very, very healthy. Very, very, very healthy patterns being developed here in IMDZ. Again, the catalyst is just an oversold, stock. You had I think, what was it, like a drug failure? What was the thing that got it selling off like that? Or was it the public offering back there on the 20? Nope, looks like that public offering was on the 23rd. So not sure what, look into that news again, but we did pull this up yesterday on that oversold catalyst and doing really well. 7% gain today on IMDZ. Very, very healthy. I like what it's doing there. Second day, getting that confirmation. That stock really playing on that oversold RSI. HMNY started at $2. Oh man, that's even. That just goes to show how incredible that was. Let's take a look at it. AVGR. Let's take a look at AVGR. Let me see here. Where are we at after hours on this? It looks like they just released some news. Is it doing anything on the after hours charts? We'll take a look at it here. I'm about to pull it up here again. Shout out to Equity Feed. Of course, get 2 weeks free. No credit card required at equityfeed.com. Great screener for the markets. You're at 39 cents after hours. So you got some volatility coming in here after hours. And these bids are kind of big too, man. I'm seeing some guys hitting it for 4, 5, 6. Yeah, like 7 or 8, 5,000 share orders. I see a 10,000 share order at 39.88. So level 2's getting stacked up, man. Seeing level 2's getting stacked up there on it. So not bad. AVGR. We'll see if it holds, right? We'll see if it holds. Still got a long time till market opens up. Still got a long time till the market opens up, so we'll see what happens here on AVGR on that news release that came after hours, where they received the 510K clearance. 510K clearance from some U.S. department. Is it the FDA, I'm guessing? Who knows? It's some type of federal clearance. All right. How do I short the student loan bubble? I don't know. That's a good question. How do you short the student loan bubble? Student loans are something that have got to be taken care of. There are a lot of people suffering from that. A lot of people who can't even buy a home because of the student loan situation. So that's something that's going to be taken care of. I'm sure there's got to be a way or a company out there. I don't know of any publicly traded companies that deal with that. Obviously, I do know many of the financial institutions have publicly held student loan debt. Or own student loan debt. I mean, your Bank of America's, all your big banks have student loan debt on their books. How big are they? I don't know. That's some research you might want to do and figure out who's got the most exposure. Thank you, Nikhil. Appreciate you. See you back. So college is getting more expensive. Yeah, it's getting more expensive, and the return is diminishing. College is the only thing where the cost is getting higher, but the return is diminishing. When I'm seeing kids coming out of college now, especially these last 2 or 3 years, there's really no opportunities out here. There's really no opportunities at all. It's pretty sad, honestly. And that's why I'm looking at my little girl, and I'm thinking, I don't even know if it's going to make sense for her, unless she wants to be a doctor or, something. Now, I don't even know if you're going to need doctors at that time, as watered down as that profession is going to be getting, now that you're going to be able to visit a doctor through your cell phone or from your computer, will doctors still be getting six figures in 30, 40 years? Who knows? Or now I'm saying not even 30, in 10 years. KSHB, Kush Bottles, OTC stock. This is a marijuana play. Very interesting company. It's got very great share structure. One of your OTC companies that doesn't go above and beyond when it comes to diluting shareholders. So, it allows the stock to run when it does have a lot going for itself. It's been pretty quiet lately. I'm taking the short-term view, but these last 2 days at least, putting on some solid gains here that eating up almost a month of trading sessions here being swallowed up in these last two candlesticks. Incredible volume that's above average for the stock, but still below average in terms of what you'd like to see as an intraday trader. Only 279,000 shares traded, but still that's a pretty big candlestick. So if something you're interested in, just see how it plays out, but still relatively low volume on that. All right. Yeah, Bitcoin options are coming to a reality, man. Bitcoin options, the Chicago, what was that? Was it the CME, Chicago Board of Options? The article came out on Market Watch, but yes, Bitcoin derivatives are going to be coming either this end of this year or beginning of next year. Let me see if I can get that article for you guys here. Let me see here. Just looked at it before the show. I'm going to try and pull it up here. Bitcoin, see. There it is. Okay. So, CBO plans to launch Bitcoin futures. Yeah, it's going to be a Bitcoin futures thing. A Bitcoin futures thing. Now there's an old article from August, but there was some clarification, and that's what caused the huge run up today in Bitcoin. There it is. All right, Bitcoin surges to record above 6,400 after CME announces launch of futures for digital currency. All right, so that brings a lot of legitimacy to the market. This is either setting us up for the most incredible bubble ever, or this brings legitimacy to Bitcoin as a real asset class. And I'm not talking about these other altcoins. I'm talking about Bitcoin in itself. My only thing about Bitcoin is I just feel like, we always talk about trading as scale, right? It's all about scale. And the real opportunity is if you can actually afford one Bitcoin. That's where the real opportunity comes in. When guys are buying $200 worth of Bitcoin or $1,000, that's not really where the meat. You're not getting the meat of the move, right? You're not getting the meat of the move. If you can go in and get one Bitcoin, that's where, all right, this starts to really make sense. But now with the futures you're going to be able to invest in Bitcoin using dollars, right? So if you're not comfortable, with the fact that you can't afford one Bitcoin, you can now, buy a futures contract that allows you to be able to, claim either a certain price to sell or a certain price to buy, for maybe a quarter of what it would actually cost you. So it's basically like options, very similar to options, different. I still got to learn more about the futures market, and I think this is going to be something that's going to, pique my interest in learning a little bit more about how futures work. So I'm looking forward to how that plays out. All right. Yeah, Javier, I have a daughter. CBOE. There we go. Chicago Board of Exchange. All right. Let's take a look at more penny stocks here. NTW or FTNW. FTE Networks. Again, very low volume here. What is this, a NASDAQ or Not sure. It's not telling me the exchange, so I'm sure it could be one of these NYSE next ones. But yeah, very low volume, my man. I'm not seeing what you're looking at here on this chart. When you don't have a liquid market, I don't trust any of these prices at all. These could be very manipulated when you have a very low volume stock. Okay. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing what happens to that. Looking forward to seeing what happens to that. SPEX, former huge runner. This is a stock that's got a lot of spikeability to it. Not doing much now. Volumes dried up, only 140,000 shares traded. Who brought that up? Said DAC. So not much liquidity there, but I mean, if you're just sitting to wait, you got some decent support here, though. Although you are touching some lows on SPEX. Again, not too much volume there, and that's going to keep me interested. Not going to keep me interested on those kind of charts. All right. Shout out to Bat Scientist. Thank you, Bats. Bats came in and called Sprint yesterday. We said, hey, are we going to have guys come back into Sprint? And boy, you want to talk about liquidity. Sprint delivered today. 22 million shares traded on Sprint. And the liquidity came back into the stock, more than ever before, honestly. I mean, it's put up one of its best volume days that it's seen in a while on Sprint. So very, very impressive day on bullish momentum on Sprint. Let's see if we can build off that. Guys buying this dip here on Sprint. Very impressive move, up 3.5%, almost 3.5%, 3.15 to be exact, up 20 cents a share on Sprint. So I'm just want to give you the kids cheer on that one. Very healthy move, as you can see here. I mean, you got some playing around a little bit, but for the most part, going into the close, you had a very nice day. That's where all the move was really made. If you got in here in the morning, that's yesterday's shenanigans, but got in here in the morning, it was smooth sailing all day today. And Sprint, as buyers felt comfortable coming back into the play. So, I mean, you're pretty safe at these levels. I mean, I don't know. Falling from the 720s, falling to as low yesterday as 634. Definitely an opportunity for somebody coming in yesterday and today. Can still enter the U.S. stock market? You'll stick to cryptos? Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can do cryptos by all means. I mean, wherever it is you're making money, wherever it is you're making money. Okay. CYTR. Let's take a look at it. CYTR up 10.5%. Up 10.5%. 36 cents a share. Okay. Yeah, it's not, again, I'm not loving the chart, right? I mean, you got a lot of reasons not to want to buy this at all, for that matter. I mean, this is just a horrible looking chart going into, even if you were up 10% today. But that's not a chart to fall in love with by any means. Up 10% though with a 3-cent move higher. Reverse split tomorrow? Is that what they're saying? Okay, 1 for 6 reverse split. Issued outstanding. I'm not seeing a date. Oh yeah, okay. Commencement of trading November 1st. All right, so yep, they said it. CYTR, reverse split. Very much indeed. But, the reverse splits bring the shorts. So, look, reverse split doesn't change the underlying, fundamentals of the company. So, you see that reverse split, but don't be surprised if this is falling on its ass not too long after that happens. China re-entering the market soon? All right, we'll see. The Chinese government, they ended up, banning crypto. So if they re-enter, that'd be very bullish for crypto traders. You need China. I mean, you really need China. Crypto needs China, because without China, I mean, that's a huge amount of liquidity that you don't have access to, and that creates more doubt in establishment traders when you talk about whether or not this is the real deal when we talk about crypto. All right, but I know some of you guys believe in it at all, but I just want to be on the record saying that I have my doubts, although I believe the technology. I definitely believe the technology, but I want to be on the record saying that I had my doubts. ENDP up 7.5%. 15 million shares traded. 15 million shares traded. Nice move on it. 7.5%. Okay. ENDP. Damn, that chart is ugly as fuck too, though. Another ugly chart, man. Another ugly chart that with an incredible volume coming in. I mean, 15 million shares today. But I mean, I'm seeing that pattern a couple times here in the chart where you could have got fooled. So just be careful of that, man. Just be careful of that. You see this pattern a couple times here where it's kind of, oh yeah, it's turning around, and sure enough, it just ends up selling off. So just be careful on that. All right. Al Numian, you said you transferred to Bitcoin today. See what's going on in that realm. More power to you. You said you play with what's in your face, save the hope for the Pope. That's hilarious. More peace. Yeah, man. I'm going to watch it because that's where the attention is, right? But I'm not putting a dime in Bitcoin. I don't give a damn what anybody says. I'm not putting no dime, no money into that shit. I don't give a damn. I trade on scale. If I can't buy one Bitcoin, and actually, you really want like 10. If you can afford like 10 Bitcoin, that's where that's where it really makes a shitload of money. You get like 10 Bitcoin, 20 Bitcoin. Send me back to 2009. That's where you get it. LRTTF. But not buying it today and putting in, $1,000. That's just not, it's not going to get it done. Liberty One, Liberty One continues to run, man. And here's the thing about Liberty One. There are actually shorts available. There are shorts available on this one. It is an OTC stock. Be very careful. There are guys buying it, and it is very liquid. 2.7 million shares. So that's why I'm not touching it at all. I'm not touching it at all. But let it keep running, man. Let it keep running. That's Liberty One for you. Very much like, what's that, VBIO? Is that still running? Yep, there it is, VBIO. There's another pump and dump running and looking to be breaking out soon if it keeps it up. VBIO, pretty illiquid, it's pretty hot now actually too. But that one keeps going. That one keeps going. Was a little bit of a spinning top up there, looking very bearish with those two candlesticks the last couple of days here. So do we get a pullback in that too? But again, very illiquid, so not trusting the volume on that one. All right. Nikhil said buy Bitcoin Cash instead. I don't know about Bitcoin Cash. There's another dude on YouTube saying stay away from Bitcoin Cash. He's talking about just go straight to Bitcoin. He said you heard about Bitcoin in 2011 but didn't buy. Yeah, that was the time to buy, man. That was the time to buy. GVRY. Yeah, but I'm not feeling that whole, hey, you buy. Oh, hey, you buy. Hey, you buy. Hey, Bitcoin. Everybody get into Bitcoin. I'm not feeling that. Sound like that's pump and dump talk, man. All right. Let's keep it going. SNSS. Now, this stock was one of the biggest gainers on the market today. SNSS. company plans to host company conference call on November 2nd to discuss third quarter earnings. Okay, November 2nd is just a couple of days away here. Is that why we have all this buying activity? And is there going to be a surprise on SNSS? What's all this buying activity going into earnings? That's like when I just talked about a couple charts ago, how when word can get out, right, that a company is going to deliver some huge news, word gets out and everybody starts giving family members and friends the tip, and people start buying into the news. So now I'm interested because that's interesting to see this stock run, and we've got earnings here in a day and in 2 days or so. SNSS is the ticker, up 20% too. I mean, that's a 20% move. That's a lot of buying. That's a lot of buying in that stock. We'll see. We'll see. I think we pulled up GRVY yesterday. GRVY, Gravity Company Limited, American Depository Shares. Each share is representing 1/4 of a share. So this is a foreign company based out of Korea. Is that what you're talking about here, GRVY, this one? Yeah, it's been doing some real crazy shit, man. Don't know too much about it. It's a $53 stock. Came out of nowhere from $4 back in October of last year. Don't know too much about it, man. Don't know too much about this one. Very, very little volume as well, too. I mean, average is just 6,500 shares. I don't know what they are now. Yeah, we took a look at, Bitcoin. Let's take a look at what it is doing right now. Incredible move. Again, 6,400 now on Bitcoin. 6,400 so one Bitcoin is $6,400. Oh wait. All right. 845. You're on the air. What's up?
It's Ken. What's going on?
What's going on, Ken?
How are you? The BYOC, a new high again today.
Yeah. I mean, you've been touting this stock for a long period of time right now. BYOC doing very well, man. I mean, you know something I don't know. What's going on here?
I don't know. I just like the chart, and I mean, I think the people on the IHOP board say this company, Boasted Capital, is helping fund the company, and that's going to lead to these filings. That it's really good having this fund support them. That's what the talk is, for what it's worth.
Okay.
Looks good though. The chart looks good.
It's going higher, man. It's getting scary now. I mean,
I know.
But since August, I mean, I'm looking at some of these people who are in, who are still in. I mean, looking at the 002s, and now you're at 2 cents a share. You got a couple people in there that are up a couple 1,000%, my man. I mean, that's insane.
I know.
BYOC, incredible gains there for traders who are bold enough to be holding on to that.
Yeah, it's interesting. It doesn't have like the huge volume some of these penny stocks has, so maybe that.
I mean, look, 6.5 million shares traded today. I mean, that's quite a bit of buying.
True.
Yeah.
So, hey, let it keep going, I guess.
There it is, man.
Right. I want to mention this could go to a blue chip stock, DYN. There's been some talk of a buyout on this, and I mean, I don't buy stocks because of buyout rumors, because you're going to get burned. But I did take a few call options on this stock for the December monthly ones.
Okay. So
I went out a month and a half. I went with the 1250s on that. What are your thoughts? Just looking at that chart?
I mean, I saw you bring it up when I posted that Facebook trade going into earnings, and I pulled up the chart, and man, I just hate that I missed the move. I did see some of the rumors you're talking about, a possible buyout. I mean, I would have loved it at 10. Now, if I buy into it and it doesn't happen, then I'm sitting on maybe $2 or $3 of bags here. So.
Plus, you have earnings on Thursday. You have earnings coming out this Thursday.
Okay. Earnings on Thursday of this week or next week?
It's this week, Thursday the 2nd in the morning.
And you expect them to beat?
I do, but it's always tricky with earnings. Doesn't It's tricky.
Yeah. I know they're a utility company, so I mean it's a little bit different kind of business. So I'm not sure how they've been doing. The chart doesn't necessarily give you the most hope, but for the most part, since the summer has been pretty good, I'm seeing some higher lows coming from the beginning of summer, early May. So not too bad since May. Pretty much scratched the beginning of that. I mean, you had the real sell-off from May of last year. So we'll see how that plays into earnings, and then whether or not you get another gap up and more people interested in this stock.
Yeah, definitely. One more thing. A few months ago during the summer, I watched some of your YouTube videos on buying calls and puts, and you were focusing on the semiconductor stocks. And you said, go out 6 months, you'll do well. And I mean, just look at some of these, the MU and NVIDIA, MU, NVIDIA, Intel, amazing.
Yeah, wow. I mean, I these are all stocks that I've. It's kind of one of those things where I've been trying to really change now because I'm focusing maybe a little bit late on some of these larger caps because I've really missed the boat on so many of these, especially when you look at something like NVIDIA that I saw run, day here and day out here on the show, and, instead played a lot of bullshit penny stocks, and when you could have made quite a bit of money playing, the buy and hold on the option side on companies like NVIDIA or STM, for example. That's another one. I think it's ON. Is it ON? Yeah. ON.
Yeah, I think ON. Yep.
Yeah,
ONN or
Semiconductor. I mean, AMD at the beginning of the year. AMD. So, I mean, there were opportunities that I think I really missed because I was just so penny stock focused. But I've really mixed it up these last couple days, and I'm really learning to incorporate large caps into my trading methodology.
Definitely smart.
I don't know how long this bull market is going to continue, but if we have a second leg, third leg, whatever this is, I want to make sure that I'm a part of it, especially when we talk about some of these other companies that are expected to continue to run, like the NVIDIAs and the Facebooks and whatever, that are going to lead us into that future.
What do you think? I know last Friday you had Amazon earnings, and some of those calls were up 4,000%. This week it's interesting. You have BABA 7 a.m. Thursday morning. BABA, if you look at the chart, it's ready to run big already in the last 3 days.
BABA's run incredible. I mean, I don't care what anybody says about their financials or their financials are sketchy. That's always that Wall Street bullshit talk because they're really always kind of lack of trusting when we talk about Chinese companies. Look, at the end of the day, those guys are kicking ass and taking names. Baba's doing everything right. If you're a person, whether or not you're in Argentina to Pakistan to India, you're on Alibaba sourcing products to send to your country. So we've got to, when you're talking about Alibaba, you're talking about a global company. I mean, really global company. Think, the small mom and pop store in the middle of the Amazon. I mean, they're literally buying from Baba. That's where they're sourcing their stuff to getting it at the best prices. So I love Alibaba. I'm thinking these last quarter with a weak dollar, I'm sure they had incredible, buying of goods and services from Baba with that weak dollar that we had earlier into the year. So I don't have no doubts that they're going to put up a stupid number. I mean, it's going to be incredible earnings for them. Yeah.
And one more thing, don't give up on that. I know you've bought some very cheap puts that you're betting that we will have a correction. That guy Mark Melnick from the T3 Live, he says he gets his news sources and the build up in the China Sea with the ships. He gives it 100% likelihood we will bomb the crap out of North Korea between now and next September, and the market will dramatically correct. Jeez. So I think you're very smart doing that and buying that cheap put. The put's just a small amount of your portfolio.
Yeah. I just got a small amount on that. That really dirt cheap in comparison to how much time you're getting on them right now. I mean, I'm looking at all the companies that could possibly correct if that happens. And if I have extra, then I do definitely buying some high VIX options that are way out of the money right now, but that's way out into the future. So I'm hedging, but at the same time, look, I'm playing the charts, right? I mean, that's all you can do.
Yeah, exactly.
And I wouldn't want us to see us in a war with North Korea, because I think we're underestimating how that plays out in the region and what other countries will do in response. I think we're greatly underestimating what other countries will do in response to that. But we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, exactly. So, and have a wonderful evening. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Ken. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Appreciate Ken bringing up DYN. That's one to watch, man. It's really interesting when he tweeted that to me, reading some of the articles about what they're doing over there at DYN. So really interesting company to really investigate, and a possible buyout, talk. That's not just Twitter mumbling. I mean, you're actually seeing some articles being written about that, and the company putting out news that there's possible acquisition talk. Jim Cramer, he's talking about it, so it's got a lot of people interested in it. And I think that's why everybody's kind of excited and going into earnings, and we'll see how they deliver on earnings. And if they, blow it out the water, I wouldn't be surprised. We're looking at, $15, $17. We've seen that here. All right.
Nikhil, we said read the graphics card news on what? On what stock? Hopefully not AMD, because they're not doing very well at all on their graphics card. We talked a lot about AMD yesterday. Jeff Theory said Baba is awesome. Yeah, Baba is just, they're going to destroy earnings. I think that's not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow, is it? So, I mean, I'm in on Facebook. I posted that on Twitter. I'm in on Facebook. Yeah, so Baba is November 2nd. So that's Thursday. Baba is Thursday, November 2nd. And they're going to release in the morning. Same day as Facebook. So that's really, really good. Same day. I mean, Facebook announces, though, the day before, November 1st in the evening after the close. But they'll both run together the same day. So Baba, Facebook, that's going to be a beautiful day for the markets to see those two giants. And I think they're both going to put off explosive numbers. Man, God is so good. I know most of you guys aren't religious, but, to see a trade go from literally, I mean, it was running against me. I mean, almost $6,500. I was, I held my composure yesterday on the show because I wanted to spend the whole damn day talking about it. But to come back into the money, and end up closing with a $400 loss, that was so much better on Twitter. If you didn't follow me, I was buying the $20 on the run. I was buying the 2050 calls. 2050 puts, and it was going against me. I'm like, okay, we're gonna have a correction. We're gonna have a correction. I was buying, and I have the November 17th, and I knew it was gonna come back, but it was getting a little bit aggressive here, and I'm like, oh shit, am I gonna? But thankfully, options, whatever you put out is what you lose, right? It's not like a short where it can just keep going and going and going to where you're at risk of being closed out by the broker. That's the only scary thing about shorts. You don't know when the broker's going to be like, okay, I'm just going to close you out. But last 2 days and today, man, what a blessing. What a blessing. Twitter finally coming back, and I was able to take a manageable loss. I didn't even want to wait any longer. I didn't know if tomorrow was going to run. I didn't want to even, I just let me just take my L, and I rolled it into Facebook, and I have no doubt I'm going to make my $400 back on it and extra, and we're going to, go in from there into Snap and then Macy's and whatnot. So we'll see. Yeah, that Twitter trade was scary, bro. That Twitter trade was scary as fuck. When the trade is going against you, and I started playing that, oh, it'll come back, and it kept going. I'm like, oh, fuck. But I knew I had a great option. And I knew I was, I was in a very shitty company at the end of the day. A very shitty company that earnings were better than expected, but weren't great. At the end of the day, they did, deliver, low-end numbers in terms of user engagement month over month.
year over year. Advertisers were down. So it was going to catch up with it, and I think the valuation is still out of this world on Twitter. So just thankfully to be out of that. Yeah, I was on the put side for that. Yeah. INTC, yeah, I mentioned that INTC. That's going to be next year's NVIDIA, man. I mentioned that on Twitter too, man. INTC, don't sleep on Intel, man. Don't sleep on Intel. I hate how it's running right now. I think you're way too hot right now, 90 on the RSI. But that's going to be next year's Intel after this cools down. If we keep this bull market, I have no doubt in my mind, I'm talking this time next year, I can no doubt see Intel being, 105, 107 Intel, especially if we keep up with what we're doing right now. I will not be surprised. We've left Intel in the dust. As you can see, Intel over the last 12 months, it's missed out. It's really missed out. It's got a lot of catching up to do. And I think, as we started reaching some of these highs, right, the market started to look for, where is the value? Where are opportunities where we can still be able to make some money, even when you have across-the-board valuations that, provide little value. And INTC is one of them. I also brought up Cisco, CSCO. Cisco is another one of those. That's playing with that. I'm looking for a clear breakout above this 34.15 line. And we're exactly at 34.15. I'm looking for a clear break above that resistance of 34.15. And I think if you get that, man, that thing goes off and running. Again, it's imperative that we stay bullish as a market period for these to continue to run, because these are really late. All right, so let's go and keep it looking. USEG, U.S. Energy, mining support, $1.17. Yeah, man. I mean, no volume here, bro. Only 80,000 shares. Come on, guys. What are you guys pulling up here? I mean, let's look for some trades that are, we can get in and out of. You know what I mean? Like watching paint dry, watching these low volume charts. Cisco earnings soon. I don't know. November 15th. November 15th, end of close. November 15th, end of close. For Cisco earnings. All right. November 15th. All I know is that this week I want Facebook. Next week I want Snap, Macy's, JCPenney. I mean, those are almost guaranteed put side crushes, Guaranteed put side crushes. Predictable plays. We saw, Under Armour get shitted on today. Did you see that? God damn. Under Armour, that was just, the company got destroyed today on Under Armour, down 21%. Somebody pick that up off the floor tomorrow. Good God. Under Armour. They should have just stuck to football and baseball. If they stuck to football and baseball, they would have been fine, man. Then they got into like golf and a whole bunch of other bullshit. They overextended themselves, but Under Armour was just fine when they were just football and baseball. They had a couple of these college league teams and stuff. You got a couple schools, I think. What was that? You got a couple like little D1 schools. Not the big boys, but, some of these Mountain West schools that were riding with Under Armour. And now they're looking like they're about to go out of business, man. So I'm not sure what's going on with them. Yeah. More PC said, appreciate saving you money on Intel. Yeah, man, I definitely, stay out of trying to put that, man. That's definitely not no put on Intel. That's going to run. OTTV. Yeah, shout out to OTTV. I hate what they do with the stock, but I love the actual service on OTTV. That's a real service, man. The share structure is shit, man. The share structure is shit. What OTTV needs to do, look, just tell everybody you're going to reverse split. fix the share structure, stop diluting the shit, and go balls deep with it, man. Now, this is a real product. You got a real great service. Crystal clear sound and picture. It's a beautiful product, but they gotta, fix the share structure. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible, man. And this stock should be running way more aggressively than it is right now, because the product sells itself. The product sells itself. There's nobody that I've shown that OTTV or Viva Live app to. I've had some friends actually go out and buy it. Actually go ahead and register and use the service, and they love it. You get a better deal than you do with Sling TV. You get a better deal than you get with what else do they have out there, like Hulu and all that. You get way more channels. So if you guys are into cutting the cord, look at that Viva TV app, man. Really look at that, because it's a really great product. I just hate the company and how their share structure. AMLH. We're into war for worst penny stock. Yeah, man. That's another situation where incredible dilution with AMLH. Once they go out and cancel some shares, maybe reverse split, I would fuck with AMLH again. I would work with this company again, but I was completely against it the first time because I saw that from a mile away what they were trying to do, and we talked a lot of shit about AMLH because it was just a scam, and they knew it was a scam. The guy ended up blocking me. The CEO ended up blocking me on Twitter, and I think I'm still blocked by him on Twitter. But look where it is, and now he's not doing the video posting anymore. He's not talking about the company. You can't even find the guy on Facebook now, but we know we knew exactly what it was. Jeff Thayer, Electronic Arts, Activision, great holds. Absolutely. I'm with you on that one. Jeff the Marine Thayer, AMLH, Activision, all those gaming companies, I'm riding them into the future. You got to understand the next level of gaming we have yet to see, man. It's going to be absolutely incredible for, whether you're a kid or a kid at heart. The next generation of gaming is going to be insane. It's going to be absolutely insane. We've seen, what is that? It was like the PS5. Is that the PS5? Oh no, which is the new console that's coming out? Xbox. It's like Xbox One something, right? I think it's Xbox One something. Xbox One. What is it? It's like the Xbox One. What's that new game console coming out? I know somebody here knows what it is. Xbox One X. Okay, yeah, there we go. The Xbox One X. That shit's a beast, man. That shit's a beast. I looked at some of those, I looked at what they got in there, and it's a beast, man. It's a beast. It's a beast, 4K, great processors. I think it's like DDR5 or something like that. Just blows anything out here right now out of the water. I have no doubt it is. When it comes out, it will be the most powerful console. It is more powerful than PS4. Obviously, PS4, it's an older console. So, but I know PlayStation will strike back, though. That's the thing about PlayStation. When they, they'll let you come out with your thing, and then they come out with theirs, and it's like, oh, shit. So we'll see what Xbox One X will deliver. But I have no doubt, the game's going to get better. They're going to get more fluid, shorter loading times. I hate the loading times with some of these newer games. It's like, god damn. I feel like I'm playing the regular PS1s again, The PS1. I can't go back to some of those PS1 games. I visited a cousin who had a PS1, and that loading time, I was like, good God. Went and took a shit and came back and was still loading. Some of those games are so damn, I don't know how we dealt with them back then. All right. Let's keep it moving here. All right, let's see what else was hot. H-Lit. H lit. I saw that move today. I missed it. Yeah, I mean, I that was a fun system, man. That was a real fun system. I told you guys the story about how I got my first PlayStation, right? I was like 13, and the system had already been out for several years, and I got my first job at Burger King, and I'm working there with a whole bunch of older losers. I mean, these people were like in their mid to late 20s. I mean, they just given up on life already, and I'm just like, man, I'm just here for that first check, and I got that first check, and I went straight to, what I think it was called Funko Land at the time, and I bought it at Funko Land. And if you guys remember, just like today, they had like it's a used, it's in a used box, and just so excited. I got my first check, and I never went back in. I remember the day after I bought it on a Saturday. I was scheduled to work on Monday. My first game that I got was Gran Turismo 2. It was Gran Turismo 2, and that was my first game. And I never went back into work. And I remember they called me, and I told them I'm not coming in. They said, "Why not?" I said, "Because I'm playing PlayStation." And I hung up the phone, and I never went back in. Yeah, that was the shit, man. I was living with my parents. I didn't need the money, man. I just needed my first check, and I didn't tell them that. I didn't tell them that. But I was like, man, I got my first check. Fuck you. I'm out of here. I was out of here, bro. Yeah, I was out of here. And those were the days where you spent like, I'm looking for other tickers, but those were the days you spent like 8-9 hours playing, bro. 8-9 hours all day and night, bro. All day and night. I remember when I got Final Fantasy. Oh my God. Dude, I would go hungry, bro. I would go hungry. My stomach is literally starving, and I'm playing Final Fantasy. And that was the time when you went on the computer, and I would go to a website that was called Game FAQs. And Game FAQs, there would be guys who would play the game and like would tell you where to go and where like some secret treasure was, and I would print out. I would waste my dad's paper and shit. I would print out like these game FAQs, and they were like 100 fucking pages, 200 pages, and I'd print them out and just like read the FAQs and shit, trying to beat the game, man. Those were the days, though. Yeah. Oh yeah. Crazy shit. All right, let me pull up more. TNTR. All right, I saw TNTR today move to TNTR. Now, TNTR is really interesting because they had something going on with Sega. All right. Tintry, Sega Games implements TNTR Enterprise Cloud technology to maintain application performance and reduce time spent on storage operations. So let me give you guys a link to that. Can I pull up the link to that? All right, so let me pull up the link to this interesting article with this company right here. Got something going on with Sega Games. Sega Games got something going on with TNTR. $3.87. I hate the fact that, it looks like it's already made a pretty bold move from some of those lows. It's not the most liquid stock in the world, right? But I like the interesting story, what's going on behind it. Obviously, wait for it to cool down here. I'd hate for you to buy anybody's profits because that's basically what you would be doing right now if you were to jump in. So, let's get a good red day for you to go. But if you like the story, do more research on it. Find out what they really got going on there with Sega. But we've talked about here that I have no doubt that the future of gaming is definitely no longer CDs, DVDs. They're no longer. I think the future is completely internet-based. You're already seeing that for the most part with the PlayStation. right now. I mean, they're giving great prices, great discounts for guys who are just buying their games over the PlayStation Store. Storing literally the game over the console, right? So you're just like direct streaming through the console. And it's got it's got great performance. As long as your internet is good, it really doesn't bother you the fact that you don't actually have the physical CD in possession. Obviously, guys like it because, you want to be able to take it to someone's house. But I think the future is definitely no DVDs, and it's going to be pure internet. And you're not going to want to go to anybody's house if they don't have the internet for you to be able to stream a game. Yeah. Robin, the girl wonder, you have no idea. You're just getting into stocks and Bitcoin. Yeah, that's fine. Just hang around. You'll figure out the lingo. You'll figure out the lingo. All right, Nikhil, butt fucking. What are you talking about butt fucking in here for? CBI, Chicago Bridge and Iron Company, don't know anything about what's going on. Oh, damn, that's a terrible sell-off. I don't know what happened with that. Yeah, I don't know what happened to that stock, man. That's horrible. Yeah, but just hang around. Yeah, just hang around and you'll figure it out. It takes time. It takes time. Steve Gailey, I saw that comment you said about Atari being your first. The Atari. Man, that goes way back, bro. That goes way back on the Atari systems. That Atari stuff goes way back. Sony profit up 346% on PS4 demand. Yeah, I remember, man. You guys remember reading stories on the PlayStation where they were like denying guys from like Afghanistan from buying PlayStations because they could use them as weapons of mass destruction? Like, I remember those stories. I know somebody here heard those stories too. I think you can Google that. But this was like the PlayStation, either was 2 or 3. It was 2 or 3. But they were denying people from the Middle East from getting more than one because there was something saying that they would use them as weapons of mass destruction. It was just hilarious, bro. Fucking hilarious. And looking back in hindsight of that kind of conversation. Atari Combat. Atari Combat, is that the one with the airplanes? Let me see. Atari Combat. Is that the one with the airplanes? Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's the one, Atari Combat, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that PS4 was my first one that I bought myself. I had an NES, though. I mean, I went back in the NES. What was my first NES games? My first NES games were Blades of Steel. Yeah, Blades of Steel. Of course, I had Mario, Super Mario, because it came with it. The Super Mario Duck Hunt. And Blades of Steel. I had Tecmo Bowl. What else did I have? And then over the course of, a couple years, I got more games. I'm just thinking of some of the games that I played on NES. I mean, I played a shitload of games, Gosh, what are some of the games I played? What was that? What's that movie with Tom Cruise, where he plays like the jet fighter guy? I think that was a game on NES, wasn't it? Was that NES? He plays like a fighter jet guy, getting his ass handed to him by the Russians and shit. And then I played Days of Thunder. Days of Thunder 2 was one of them. Days of Thunder on NES. That was a pretty good game. Days of Thunder. Yeah, I had a crap load of game. Yeah, Top Gun. Yeah, Top Gun. There we go. Yeah, Slater. I had Top Gun. Am I getting the iPhone X? Nah. I'm not crazy about it. All your favorite booty models are going to get it, though. All your favorite booty models are going to get it. I don't spend on things like that. I don't give a damn. I'm the type of guy like I'll wait till like the new one comes out and then I'll go get the old one. So you'll see me go pick up an iPhone 7 or some shit like that. You know. But the thing about Apple is that they'll release software that fucks up all the old phones to force you to move up. So they'll release a new iOS that slows the shit out of all the phones they got out now to make them literally unusable. You know, and you got guys who will go to the App Store, and there'll be certain apps where they'll be like, oh, unfortunately, it doesn't work on your phone. You know, fuck out of luck. Atari Pac-Man, Metroid, yeah, okay, yeah, I had Metroid too. I did have Metroid. I didn't have Excite Bike, but that was a good game. Bayou Billy, didn't have that one. Yeah, I did play Metroid though. Metroid was hard as fuck. Skate or Die, yeah, Skate or Die was a good game too. Skate or Die was a good classic game. And it's so funny, man, when you go to some of these like thrift stores, because I used to be really big into finding like old shirts and stuff. Like I have this really cool like Van Halen shirt from like the 80s that I haven't sold yet. But it's like a concert. It's not 80s. I think it's early 90s, I think. But anyway, it's a concert shirt, mint condition. I used to do shit like that. I'd find these little shirts and concert shirts in particular, like concert shirts, bowl shirts, you know, once in a lifetime thing, conference championships, national championship shirts. And I would flip them on eBay. And you would go to these thrift stores and you'll see like these NES games, like stuff that I used to cry, dude. I'd be in the store crying about. And now they're just sitting there for like, you know, $1. It's like, damn, time goes on. EGO, El Dorado Gold, down 8%. Yeah, somebody tweeted this to me on EGO, and yeah, I don't know what's going on with that company, man, because it's not gold, right? It's not the price of gold, although gold isn't doing so well, but it's definitely not the price of gold. And we saw gold break my trend lines that I had been following. Let's look at the 5-minute. As you can see here, I've been following gold on, this is the GLD. And as you can see, as the stock goes up, you put the trend line underneath the move. If it's going down, the trend line is on top of the move. And so far, I've been following really good. I mean, it's been, you know, been acting accordingly. And we saw it, again, this is the 5-minute going into yesterday. This was yesterday's move. And it broke the trend line. So as it broke the trend line, this is your short. You would go in immediately as it broke the trend line, and for a quick gain. And as long as it stays underneath it, for the most part, you know, unless it starts up something new, which it looks like it might be doing. But for the most part, as long as it stays beneath that, it's a good short. But that's gold for you. That's gold for you. Obviously, you can follow the live chart by just pressing gold. That's gold coin. I don't know. Anybody trades that. Let's see here. Gold coin. Gold. Where's gold at right now? 12.69. So as you see here, yeah, it's sold off into this morning. As you see that sell off in gold, and represented clearly in that price of GLD as we talked about. You said I have to do a meet and greet. Yeah, that'll come up eventually, man. You know, right now I'm just a guy who's, you know, doing this. You know what I'm saying? And trading at the same time, doing internet marketing and shit. Anything I can do to stay from working a real fucking job, bro. I just can't do that anymore, dude. I just can't, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I got a degree and, you know, I should go out and do some shit like that. But fuck it. I feel like if I'm still a loser at like 35, if I'm, you know, because some people do still think, you know, some people do think I'm a loser just for doing YouTube and trading all day and stuff. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that, me personally. I'm so happy with where I am in life right now. I wake up every morning, I'm excited. I mean, I got more than some of these people who go to work day in and day out. And I got more in my trading account than you have in your bank account. and you work a real job. But they don't realize is that their expenses, eventually elevate to how much they make. So, it's just a really shitty hole, circle that they kind of get stuck in. It's a rat race. Somebody said, fuck the job. Yeah. Fuck a 9 to 5, bro. Yeah. As long as I can keep a roof over my head, food in my hand, I'm not calling my mom and dad for anything, I'm good, bro. I'm good. But lately I've been killing it on options. So I don't know, man. I've been thinking like, oh shit, I'm actually pretty good at that shit. I'm actually pretty good at that shit, man. I might be making the leap into 2018, like, next thing you know, I'm sitting next to Tim Sykes, like, all right, Tim, just study hard, change my whole setup, I come up there clean shape. Well, Tim, I just study 40 hours a day, and I just, commit myself to, your service. I watched all your DVDs, and y'all know what, I'll switch it up real quick, Oh shit, man. You gotta switch it up, What happened to that one guy he had who was like out of high school? You guys remember that one kid he had that he was touting for a long time that was like out of high? Connor, what's his name? Connor, some Brungenman or something? And he just kind of disappeared. I think they still work together, but I noticed they haven't done any videos. I just always wonder what was going on there. All right, so let's get back to these charts. Yeah. Dayon Jan said, don't coon. Yeah. Okay, he's in college. Okay, he's in school. All right. Yeah, you got some people who just want to at least get that piece of paper that said that they went. I don't blame them for that. He said my put picks will sell for $29.95. I don't want to be one of those guys who's selling courses, man. I just can't stand those guys, man. Because, the money is, you guys are paying. You're paying for their losses. That's why they don't give a fuck about taking L's, man. They don't give a fuck about taking L's because the money is great, but at the same time, they have incredible turnover, man. They have incredible turnover. I'm sure some of you guys have signed up to these programs, and a month or two, you're fucking out of there, right? You're canceling that shit because, you're not getting an immediate result. You're not happy with the product. And they got, you got to be really hungry for your marketing. You got to be really hungry to really want to pursue, new blood day in and day out. Because your average sign up might last you, and you're lucky if they last you 3 months. You're lucky. These guys have constant turnover. That's why if you ever go in their chat rooms, it's like new people in there all the freaking time. So like Warrior Trading. Yeah, I'm hella suspicious of that guy, but I'm not going to go into that. RSLS, Reshape Life Sciences, $1.48. God, man, y'all bringing up some shitty ass tickers today, man. Damn. But I understand, man. I mean, the market's been real booty lately, so I don't blame you. Let's see here. I mean, that's why everybody was so grateful for PYDS, man. Everybody was so grateful, and that's kind of why it did what it did today, because everybody just wanted a piece of that. Everybody wanted a piece of PYDS today. Let me zoom in on it. I don't know why my chart got all far. Sorry about that. I don't know why. But everybody wanted a piece of this today. PYDS. Incredible numbers that it put out. I think you're going to get a second day in the stock. Again, I'm Prayerful that the volume shows up, and people want those 270s tomorrow, because you tried to put 290s up today and nobody wanted it. But I think the stock was hot from where you got off at. All right, the stock was pretty hot. If we pull back a little bit, here's the 5-minute chart. Again, using your moving averages. All right, using your moving averages would have kept you into the trade. Moving your moving averages. Let's actually put the 15 and 30, which is what I like the most. 15 and 30. As again, here's the 5-minute chart. Hugging on that 15 more importantly. Hugging on that 15 more importantly. But I looking for me personally the short, but it just didn't get there because it was touching that support and held it again. Here 5 minutes later you were out of the support area and running again. Tapped it again going into the close, but zapped higher as people bought those cheaper shares at support, and you had buying into the close. So you got all the indications of a possible second day. I know some of you guys are overnight in PYDS, and I think you get a nice run in the morning. And when that dip happens, if you get support at the dip, then you already know $3 is very likely. $3 is very likely. Obviously, you're going to get to the 290s. You're going to get to the 290s. That's where your high of the day was set. Let me get a horizontal line. And you'll probably get, some resistance a little bit here. But once you get the breakout, boy, jump all over it. Jump all over it. Because who knows how high this can go. They put up some really great numbers today and it looks like an earnings guidance report. It looks very much like an earnings guidance report. That's something that a lot of companies release before earnings to get people excited about the stock. You saw that happen in Caterpillar last week. So they put out, what to me looks like guidance. I mean, it looks clearly like guidance, telling you, hey, this is what we did in the previous quarter. So I have no doubt that when earnings comes out for them, and again, let me get that date on earnings again, November 13th. So November 13th, end of day. So 4:05, November 13th. That earnings comes out the next day. And, earnings for small caps, it's for the most part, they don't have the greatest history, right? I mean, you're not going to see, for most companies, you'll see $1 move or $2, $1 move, maybe. It's kind of rare. But them putting this out says they really killed it. That's my expectation. Like they're saying, hey, we really, really destroyed it. So we'll see. We'll see. Deckmark trade is cool. Yeah, I like Deckmark trade. He was on the show. Yeah, Mr. Jackson, I definitely agree with you. They brought the juice back, man. It was hard to talk about small caps for the last, week or so, man, because there was nothing really going on, man. And, I love runners, especially when we talked this summer. I love the runners because it was easy to talk about, and you had multiple opportunities for you to, 15, 20-minute trades. You can do them 3-4 times a week, 3 times a week, and you had multiple opportunities for that. But over the last week and a half, it was nothing. Nothing. FMSA, oil play. We talked about oil yesterday and what the Saudis are doing. So this one's showing some volatility to those oil prices. That's what's up, man. This one's showing some volatility to those oil prices. That's always a good thing. Let's look at the daily chart. We're on the 5-minute. Looking at the daily chart, okay, coming out of that oversold area. Well, not necessarily oversold, but nice way to come out of that bearish momentum. Look at that bearish momentum coming in from beginning of this year. Very constant sell-off, right? This is a shorter's best friend right here. Look at that. That's a beautiful looking short. Really, really embracing the moving averages. And then nice, beautiful crossover. Here's your buy right there. There's the buy signal back here in August. Crossing above the moving average. Again, I used the 15 and 30, and it's never let go. It's never let go until October, and that's where you would have kind of came out at when it sold off at those areas. But man, what a beautiful trade. Now finding its way back above 15 and 30. Is this the beginning of a new trend? I would set your trend line and see. Set your trend line and see here. But that's the daily chart right now, FMSA. Set your trend line and see if it holds it. All right, set your trend line and see. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Deckmark Trades. Big fan. He was on the show. I really like that guy. Really like that guy. He's got good people working with him, and the people that follow him are good people too. But I already told you, Gab, that other guy I'm suspicious of. There's another guy too that I'm pretty suspicious of. God, I forgot his name. But I know he's wanted to come on the show, and I just, been dodging him because I don't think he's legit. What's going on, Don Will? You said you're in San Fran today, tech capital of the U.S. Bitcoin is real? Absolutely. I don't doubt Bitcoin. Technology is real. I just think the coins are a joke, man. I just think the coins are a joke. Cameron Foose vlogs inspire you to be the best trader you can be. Yeah, shout out to Cameron Foose, man. Shout out to Cameron Foose. I started watching him when he was with him and Tim Sykes when they were working together, but they ended up falling out because Cameron didn't want to show all his trades, and Tim was, there was a little bit of drama in the chat room because I was all deep in the profit at the time, paying my little monthly fee all the time and shit. But then he ended up going out and doing his own thing. But yeah, I like what's happened with him. Love his videos. Yeah, got himself a nice little hottie from South America and stuff like that. She's a cute little girl too. She's a cute little girl. HMNY is the ticker we're talking about right now. 0.18% gain. Is a stock that fell off a couple days ago. Not trying to hold on to whatever it's got here. I don't know if it's doing a good job of it. Kind of scary looking chart. Kind of reminds me to bring up Equifax again. Equifax been kind of funneling here. Don't know what's going on with Equifax, but I'm watching Equifax to see if it again breaks my moving averages. We'll see what that. Let me get rid of that right now before I confuse people. I know we got some beginners in here. What else? Also wanted to talk about Shopify. Was anybody in Shopify for earnings today? No? I guess not. Shopify crushed earnings. But this guy Andrew Left is so powerful. Shopify crushes earnings and still sells off. I mean, the numbers they put up were excellent. Excellent numbers on Shopify. And for that to happen, I was shocked, man. And it had been doing a good job, right, from when he called it a short. Turned around. It was turning around very, very well. Then earnings come out, and earnings were good. And now you got a lot of people crying on StockTwits. If you pull up Shopify on StockTwits, you see a whole bunch of people crying about what happened. Because everybody was expecting them to put up excellent numbers and for it to beat, and it did beat, and it still sells off. Yeah, I don't know where to go for Groupon. I don't know where to go when it comes to Groupon. I don't know what the future holds for them. They've had a great summer from June. We talked about this yesterday. But I don't know where to go from here. You broke the trend here with these last couple weeks in October here. Yeah, I don't know what earnings looks like for Groupon. GRPN, when is their earnings anyway? November 1st? Oh, is it tomorrow? Oh, shit. Groupon announces earnings tomorrow at 8:30. Okay. Tomorrow at 8:30, Groupon. All right, that's going to be an exciting trade. $4.77. Let's see. It's got a $2 billion market cap. Popular company. If they put up a good number, you got a runner for tomorrow. So, can it deliver? Who knows? But I'd hate to see this lose 50% of its value. I mean, at 477, it can very well do that. I foresee that happening in companies like JCPenney or Macy's, or even Snap. I've told you guys about my Snap position. I saw some, I've been looking at some of those calls and puts that I put up on Snap. I'm seeing somebody snatching up some of those positions. Obviously, other people are looking at it too, but I have no doubt somebody in here probably followed me in a couple into that position too on Snap, because those $10 puts on Snap look very, very nice at 7 cents a share right now. I think it's like 7 or 6, something like that. But dirt cheap on Snap. And Snap is no doubt in my mind. I'm watching this almost every day. I'm pulling this up at least once or twice a day, seeing what's going on with Snap. But we're looking for that to break. Boom!
Like a cracker. NAVX.
Is NAVX a pump? Let's take a look at it. NAVX. NVAX. Okay, NVA. I'm looking at what? NVAX, is that a pump? I don't know, my man. I'm looking at the chart. I'm not seeing anything impressive. NVAX. You had $1.11 after hours. What's going on after hours? You're $1.11. Any news? Okay, so they put out something about a conference call. They put out news about conference. NVAX announced today, report third quarter financials on Tuesday, November 7th. Tuesday, November 7th. Following the close of, so they're going to report Tuesday, November 7th at the close. So 4 o'clock, Tuesday, November 7th on NVAX. But again, like these small biotech plays, they're going to put all losers. That's biotech companies lose money. Unless this company has an FDA-approved product that it's been selling and it's out, for some time, I don't predict to be any surprise. Biotech companies are supposed to lose money. They're literally built to lose money. They had a failed drug in 2016, never been the same company. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing it here. Wow. Yeah. I'm guessing they had at one time a pretty good market cap. All right, going back to 2015-ish. Look at that high, $14, and it fell off the roof. Didn't hold it for very long either. Look at that, didn't hold it for very long. Barely, this is like less than maybe 2 weeks over here. So it didn't hold those highs, and you were back in single digits relatively quickly from that high. Literally almost a month and a half later. You were back at single digits. Michael Delgado, what's up? Amazon, FedEx, UPS combo, one of the best for your portfolio? Absolutely, man. Those are pretty good plays. You can never go wrong with Amazon, man. And you guys, some millionaires were made with some of these Amazon plays that got taken out. Some of them rising as high as 2,000% on Amazon. Incredible moves, man. Incredible moves in Amazon. Those $1,200, calls were going for nothing. And who could see into the future this way? You know what I mean? Who could see into the future this way? When you go on Amazon right now, I'm looking at, God, they're really fucking expensive. These are really fucking expensive. These calls are expensive as fuck. Actually, no. Okay, no. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong. Yeah, these are actually. Look at Amazon. Amazon, February 18, 2018. Right. Look at a. Where are we at right now? 11.05. Yeah, 11.05. Damn, these are pretty expensive. You look at 1,100 is already going for $6,500 for one contract. These are not cheap. $6,500 for one contract. Hopefully we get a split in Amazon, because now it's getting kind of ridiculous. It's getting kind of ridiculous on Amazon. Don't you agree? I mean, Jeff, are they going to just keep it in the thousands? You know, for example, if you remove all the splits that GM, like a company like General Motors had, it's like $28,000 a share. It's something ridiculous like that. If you go back and don't do any splits in some of the legacy corporations like GM, it's like $28,000 a share. Something ridiculous like that. So you still make money on out of the money calls and puts. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Out of the money calls and puts during earnings can make you a killing. That's exactly why I got that play on Snap. You guys, I told you guys I'm looking for that $65,000 payoff if I do it the right way, man. If I do it the right way. Let me show you that again. I'm waiting for the day before to load up, because I'm going to be going in again more on those calls. So 21, what was that $10 put? You see that $10 put I'm loading up on heavy there? 160 contracts. Yeah, even if Snap, which is $15, even if Snap goes to, which I think is going to go below that 10. That's why I think I'm going to go straight into the money, bro. I'm going to go straight into the money. I think one contract is like $70 right now, man. No, I think it's like $7. Excuse me, $7. Anyway, let me not get myself excited before I get shitted on. Somebody go in and record this like, you lost your ass, huh? So look at Priceline. Market in out is better than FinViz. It's not free though, but worth it. Yeah, I'm a big fan of FinViz just because I've been using FinViz a long time. And FinViz, is straight to the point. I go in, I get my information, I get out. And FinViz gives you a lot for free. FinViz can be paid too, but you get a lot at FinViz for free of charge. If you're a swing trader, I mean, there's so many free websites for you. You really don't have to pay for anything, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you're looking at what's up, what's down. So many websites that will give you all the information you want for free, and you just put in your trades and come back a week later, a month later, 6 months later, whatever it is your time frame that you trade. You literally don't have to pay for anything. Inline 6BM said, don't worry, it'll come back down. Please, Snap, crash. I'm praying every day, dude, I'm going. You ever had those plays where you literally go to the bed praying like, Lord Jesus, if I make $60,000 on this trade, I promise you, Lord, I'll give $5,000 to the homeless. I'm praying, dude. I'm already saying, like, God, if I make 60, 70K, bro, I'm giving 5 to the homeless, bro. I'm giving 5 to the homeless. All right? I'm giving 5 to the homeless. I'm just going to go out in my car. I'm going to go find a homeless guy, give him a rack. Find another homeless dude, give him a rack. I'm going to find 5 homeless people, and I'm just going to give them a rack, bro. Boom. Here's your blessing, bro. I got blessed. I'm blessing you right now. Know what I'm saying? What's your name, buddy? Oh, you don't need to know my name. Here's a rack. Blah. Don't spend it on crack. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. All right. Ann Bullard said, "I'm praying for you." That's funny, man. That's funny, Ann. Yes, indeed. Cool Cat, you say you fantasize about that shit, man. Look, everybody's just one trade away. You're only one trade away. One stock that you just get a feeling about. You just got to write, just things just end up working out for you. You get in at the right time, and it just, boom, hits. every trader's had that trade that just went right, and you end up with some gains that you weren't expecting. What else? There's an interesting stock that I don't know what's going to happen that we've talked about here a lot. Plug Power. Plug Power was on my mind today because Plug earnings is pretty soon, and Plug's had an interesting year, man. Plug's had an interesting year. Their earnings are November 6th. They've had some interesting news, over the course of the year. Really started making waves. What was that? Back in March. All right, back in March. I don't know. I don't know what to expect out of them. But I think we're gonna see one of these small caps really surprise us, because now we're getting into the time where now the large caps that we all expect are gonna come and go. Now we're gonna find a surprise. All right, we're gonna find a surprise. And Plug could be one of them. I'm trying to find what can really bang. But we're gonna find something. Something out there is gonna bang. You just kind of wait till it happens. And roll with the flow. All right.
I'm loving PYDS though. I'm loving that when they released that. Oh shit! I've been on here almost too long, but actually I started on time today. That's why it feels like that. Snap looks like it's trending up through a channel though. Well, I don't really care what it's doing intraday. It's just waiting, into earnings. The stock's up almost 30% from a $12 low, and from what I've been reading, fundamentals have gotten worse. So we'll see. Earnings will tell. I got $4,000 on the line on Facebook tomorrow. I have no doubt Facebook destroyed earnings. Not necessarily just Facebook, but the fact that Facebook owns Instagram. And if you know anything about social media, Facebook and Instagram, there's just no better place to reach people if you're an advertiser than on Facebook and Instagram. For the value, for the price you pay for, the exposure you get is no comparison. No comparison. If any of you guys have small businesses or ran any kind of, thing on Facebook or Instagram, no comparison. The kind of exposure that you can get on those channels for $50, $10. Instagram will share your Instagram photo to 5,000 people for $5. Like $5, depending on, and depending on where you are, it's even cheaper. Where can you get that kind of exposure? Get yourself in front of 5,000 to 10,000 people for $5. Somebody said gotta deliver more piece of pizza. I really do not look over analysis like most. It's trending up on the weekly. Yeah, it's trending up on the weekly, which is great. What am I doing? Which is great. I'm not complaining about that. Again, sorry for all those trend lines here. I know they don't mean anything to you. They mean something to me. Okay. It's like I said, it's up almost 30% from the lows. We already saw that, but we're seeing some weakness coming back in. Into Snap, but I'm loving it where it's at now. I'm cool if it does get back to $11. I'm cool with that. Shit, I'll take a $4 move on those options on my puts. I'm cool with that too. You gotta understand. I'm in at 1560s, so I'm already to an extent up on some of the calls. That's why I was telling you guys my protection was going, the protection that, was actually going against me, or going
going higher. My protection was going higher, which is the wrong way. I'm actually wanting the puts to rise. But we got that corrected today with today's move. I'm back on the green on the puts, and now my protection is losing money, which is supposed to happen. I'm supposed to lose all my money on my protection. The protection cost me about $1,200. The trade, the call side is supposed to go to zero. I want the call side to expire worthless. I want the put side to be in the money. That's what I'm looking for. That's why you go with the spread, right? The spread gives you the opportunity to not lose on either side of the money. You know, 1 or 2 is going to be zero, but you expect the stock to deliver such volatility that the difference in your profit overwhelms whatever it is you lost. That's why you do a spread. You know. MU. That's why, especially when we go into New Year, we're gonna have a great New Year show, because we can already start talking stocks that going into 2018, we can start putting those spreads on, and just whatever happens, bro. You know, imagine if you had a spread on like Nvidia. You know, imagine if you had a spread on Nvidia, dude. I'm talking December calls and December puts, right? I mean, would have cost you practically nothing. Would have cost you practically nothing back in this past January. So your put is practically worthless by now, but your call, oh my God, your call, especially if let's go back to January. What was that? January, your $91 call now? What's a $91 call for Nvidia now? What's that going for? The $91 call for Nvidia. Let's see. I can't pull up where it started at. I'd have to go into Charles Schwab or TD and actually pull that up and look at it. But NVDA, let's see the December 15th. I can't even go. Can I go that low? Look at that, bro. The $91. Well, these are pretty new, but if it was, because can we get to December? Yeah, it'd be 1 year, so you would actually be looking at the January. Yeah, you would have bought the January 19th, excuse me. Yeah, you would have bought the January 19th calls at the beginning of the year. And look at that, bro. At $90. 117. So just do the math on that. So if it's 117, obviously times 100, that's, yeah, so impressive, bro. Credible money, man. Credible money. Looking at that, that's $11,000 per option, bro. 11 grand an option. That's 11 grand an option. Now I'm just thinking, if you had like, obviously just added the zero, but I mean, if you added you had more than one. Let's say you had like 10 of those bitches. Obviously, it's almost $117,000, and that's exactly what it would be. You know, that would have been a nice little call. Sal, are you still gonna do a show? Hell yeah, man! I love my show, bro. You know. I love my show. I don't care if I make 200 G's, bro. I'm still gonna do the show. You know, it's not a thing where I make money and then I disappear. No, I love my show, man. You know, if anything, now if you guys make money, and some of you guys already have 6 figures. There are people in this chat room right now who have 6 figures. They're sitting on 6 figures. They're sitting on a couple million. You know, they're not gonna tell you whether it be in personal net worth, family net worth that they're going to inherit. And you still enjoy the love of penny stock analysis and other guys calling up, talking about penny stocks. The only thing that changes is that maybe your positions get a little bigger, your risk gets a little bit bigger, and your gains get bigger, you know, accordingly. You know what I'm saying? That's all that changes. That's all that changes. Saw that guy from yesterday ever come on tonight with the info on CVO being bought by R. No, he hasn't came on yet. No, that was Anthony. He's talking about Anthony. Anthony went out to California. No, he hasn't talked about that. It's still oversold, though. Still oversold. Still oversold. I'd like to some clarification on that. But boy, if that ends up having true and we broke it right here on the show, man, that's huge. That's fucking huge. Farts Trading. Why do you name yourself Farts Trading Academy? Your net worth right now is $700. That's what's up, man. You know, embrace it. That's your $700. You know, it's a start, bro. It's a start. That's all you got, man. It is what it is, man. Make the best of it. You know, that's why when I see on Twitter or on Instagram these guys putting up posts where, you know, they only made $50, man, I like those statuses, man. Hey, you know what? You know, you get a star from me. You get a star from me, you know? Much respect, man. That's a start, bro. So this is because of passion and legacy, not short-term money and greed. Absolutely, cool cats. Yeah, this is really about passion and legacy. Yeah, absolutely, man. I love this shit. I love this shit. You know, we've seen a lot of people here. You know, some of you guys have been watching me from day one. You know, we've seen a lot of people come and go, man. And, you know, because a lot of people don't have the passion for this shit. A lot of people want to be rich, but they don't really want to put in the work. We've talked about that many times. You know, they don't really want to go hard at this shit. You know, they lose $200 and they're out the game. Like, fuck it. The stock market is too risky. But you want to be a millionaire and you crying over $200, crying over 1,000, crying over 2,000, 3,000. But you want to be a millionaire. Do you know when millionaires lose on trades? Do you know they lose $15,000, $30,000, $40,000 trades, and they go to sleep at night and wake up the next day and do it all over again. You know. But you know, you got a guy who's got $5,000 will lose $1,000 and be like, fuck it, I'm withdrawing all my money, dude. I don't want to play this shit no more. Okay. Hey. You know. Shit. Yeah. All right, so last couple trades and we'll get up out of here. I was looking at some old tickers and seeing what they were doing. Cassie is one of them. Hasn't done much since, man. Hasn't done much since. We talked about, you know, the moves to watch tomorrow. Groupon, PYDS. On the small cap side, obviously, you guys, I'm going to be watching Facebook and what they're doing right now. The federal government got them in the Congress talking and shit like that, man. I can't stand that shit, man. I can't stand that shit. God, I can't stand these politicians, man. PYDS, again, very impressive move today. Gold selling off. We talked about gold selling off today. Volatility again disappearing, man. Volatility again, disappearing in our markets. And it's not going to help by having Facebook and Baba run on the same day. So we're going to have a green day, I know for sure. I can't guarantee tomorrow, but that Thursday open with Baba coming out, Facebook coming out, I know those play a huge percentage of the Qs. So Facebook puts up a solid number. I'm going to make a shitload of money, and we're going to have a green day on the markets. On that $4,000 position I posted on Facebook, I'm looking to get even a $4 move nets me like $1,500. I got a deep in the money call, like a 160 call, because the delta is like 96 cents. So for every dollar, it moves up 96 cents. Obviously, I'm looking for praying over an Amazon-like move where we move up like $15-20. That'd be incredible for the option. Then I'm looking at possibly $3,000 on the $4,000 position. That's huge, but look, I'd take $3 or $4. I'm cool with that. William says, if you lose big, just switch to paper trading. Here's the thing about paper trading, man. Look, I always used to tell people to paper trade. But at the end of the day, man, when you paper trade, man, you're not putting up real positions, man. I have a paper trading account on TradingView because, TradingView gives you the free paper trading account, dude. My paper trading account, I have a $3 billion TradingView paper trading account. I started with $100,000. You know why? Because on the paper trading accounts, you'll be going all in on shit, bro. You're going all in on shit. You have stocks that going against you 30%, but you're not selling because you know what's going to happen. It's going to come back down, so you just let it ride down. I mean, you're doing all kind of shit that you're not going to be doing with your real money. So when you paper trade, it's hard to stay realistic. Obviously, you got to focus on keeping it realistic, but man, these paper trading accounts start you off at unrealistic amounts of money, right? $100,000, $50,000, $25,000. I mean, money that, I know that when I started, I didn't have. When I started, I didn't have. So, yeah, I was doing ridiculous stuff. You said it's for back testing. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, learning different strategies and stuff like that. TradingView, I've always suggested guys use TradingView just because it's dirt cheap. I mean, $30 a month. I think the data is like $5, so like $35 a month. You get a live chart. You get the trading, the paper trading, and you can actually literally, trade live. Obviously, many of you guys have 9-to-5 jobs. So if you want to go mobile, the Stock Trainer app that's available on Google as well as iOS. It's delayed, I think like 15 minutes or something like that. But it's a really good little app on your phone that you can use. But that one starts you off at $100,000. But it's great for swing trading guys who want to learn how to do that kind of crap. But yeah. Absolutely. Peter said, don't look at the money, look at the play. You're right, sir. Absolutely right. I'd rather use a simulator than be out on the street homeless because you busted your account. Oh, man. Look, but you're not using money that's going to put you out on the street. You're not using money to put you, you're not using that kind of money here, You're not, putting your rent money on the market, right? That's not, especially if you're a beginner, especially if you're somebody who's not been consistent, not really out here, not knowing really what you're doing. You're not using your rent money to do some shit like that, and if you're going to do something like that, put yourself in something safe, Put yourself in something safe, If you just look, I need a gain, I just need something. Go get some. Well, now it's a little late, but what would be a good? Nah, let me not give no advice like that because I know somebody will come in here. I'm gonna file a lawsuit against you, man. That's why I gotta put that disclaimer above all my shows. Who was that guy that called up the other day? I lost money on that fucking trade. I'm gonna sue his ass. Oh shit. I said manage your loss. Absolutely. OMVS. Yeah, OMVS, we talked about that one yesterday. Nice gain on that one. OTC play. Win. Let's take a look at it. Thanks for bringing up Win. Steve Win, man, that guy's incredibly wealthy as well. But when did they already post? Damn, their next earnings is in January. Okay, so they must have already posted a while back. Looks like they did already. Almost a week ago. All right, Wynn Resorts. Yeah, Wynn Resorts, Steve Wynn Resorts. Nice move on that one. Nice move here on that one. Nice day today, up $6. Wow, I don't think they're pretty liquid on the option side, are they? Wynn WNN. Okay, yeah, not liquid options, but okay. Nice day overall for them, though. 147 up 4% for them. Not bad on win. All right, so decent liquidity, but, nothing you're going to get in and out on. So it looks like kind of those pretty wide spreads there. All right, so again, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'll go ahead and call it. Let me go ahead and ring the bell here. We'll call it a night. I'll be back tomorrow. And we'll see how PYDS, Groupon, Facebook will report tomorrow. So hopefully, I won't be crying on the show tomorrow. I won't be crying on the show tomorrow because Facebook delivered horrible numbers. That's why I got that deep in the money call. That they literally got to sell off like $9 for me to really lose my ass on the option. They got to sell off like $9. But I'm expecting Facebook to beat. Everybody's expecting Facebook to beat. But hey, I put it up there. I'm willing to lose it. Because the idea is to make $2,000 on the Facebook move so I can double up on my snaps. Double up on the snap because I know Snap is going to bust. And then I'm going to go ham on Macy's and JCPenney because we already know where those are going, bro. I got the plan laid out, man. Ann Bullard, thank you so much. Appreciate you, Ann. I appreciate you for watching. Yeah, bro, I got the plan laid out. That's how it's going to go, dude. I'm going to make an extra 2 on this Facebook, wrap that 2, buy more of these 7-cent Snap put options, right? I mean, to the tilt, bro. I think, what are the options at now? Like 5,000 open interest. So I'm not the only one. Who sees that shit. Where's Snap on the, let me see, November 17th, $10 strike, 5 cents, open interest, 3,600. Look at the open interest for $11, 5,800, over 5,800 for the $11. So that's the goal, man. That's got to be some institutional and smart money in there. Yes, indeed. So we got things to look forward to tomorrow. Small caps, large caps, money being made every day on this exchange, ladies and gentlemen. Go out and make yourself some. Be bold. Go out and make yourself some. All right? So keep your powder dry and your rifle high. There we go. Woody Wright, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Again, let me go ahead and end the show. And again, thank you guys for joining me on Penny Stocks Live, episode 231. Is it my 200? I think it might be. Is it 231 already? That might be. That shit might be. Yeah, I think it's 231. Nikhil, appreciate you. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, Nikhil in time, bro. Stock Z, Jeff Thayer, Woody Wright, George M, Ann Bullard, Michael Delgado, Cool Cats, Peter Moreno. I always have trouble with the Moreno. There we go. LKT, Legendary 8s, William Sledge, Beyond Average. Thank all you guys who join me here night in and night out. Because some shit I don't be having nothing to talk about, man. Because some of these plays just be like fucking duds, bro. Some of these plays are just like, fuck. Come on, you only a 2-cent gain, bro. Like what am I supposed to say about a company that went up 2 cents? But we keep it. We just try to keep it going, man. Just keep the spirits up. SC Trucker, thank you, sir. Appreciate you, SC Trucker, in here lurking. Parker Mills, thank you, man. TJ the Great, Alpha Lewis. Oh, there's Bose. Oh, okay, Bose. I see you.
All right. Bo's in with multiple accounts. Who you stalking on here, Bo's? Guys got multiple accounts. Stocks, appreciate it. Yes, indeed. Woody Wright. What's up with Mr. Lloyd, Trading Jedi? Trading Jedi's got a job now, man. He's working a lot. Mr. Lloyd, he emails me. We go back and forth on email. Mr. Lloyd, he's got his house on Airbnb, so that's been taking up a lot of his time, where he's got people sleeping over at his house. You know, he got strangers at the house, and, you know, so that's taking up a lot of his time. But I'm going to check up on Trading Jedi, see how he's been doing. But yeah, I just kicked it with Mr. Lloyd the other day. Yeah, Treasure, I don't know what happened to Treasure Hunter, bro. I don't know if he's still alive or what. I don't know. It's been months since I heard from Treasure Hunter. Yeah. Sylvester Bird, appreciate you for watching, sir. Yeah. Monday through Thursday. Just Monday through Thursday. We got rid of that. You know, we got rid of that bullshit, Nikhil. Yeah. Just stocks and money right now, bro. All right? On the bigger and better things. All right, guys. I'm out of here.